This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, how about those Red Sox on our nation's birthday, Independence Day, in our nation's capital? The Red Sox beat up on the Nationals and pulled to within a game of 500. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and show host on Lobster Lake back in Maine, way back in August of 1986. During that trip to Maine, during that time on Lobster Lake, that's when I learned that the Red Sox acquired both Dave Henderson, Hendu, and Spike Owen from the Seattle Mariners. With that, we welcome you into our latest Red Sox, Locked On Red Sox postcast. Yes, we are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, available wherever you get your podcasts. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we're talking about Lucas Giolito. We're talking about the offense, multi-hit games up and down the lineup. Have a day, Trevor Story, with 4 hits, including a 2-run home run to cap the big offensive onslaught for the Red Sox in their victory against the Nationals. Audience participation on this July 4th holiday, well, it's always encouraged. From our everydayers and our first-timers, hit that comment button. Share your thoughts on today's Red Sox victory if you're with us and on board on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. You can also hit me up on the X, continue the Red Sox and baseball conversation there at Lennox on Baseball. Latest Locked On Red Sox postcast sponsored by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Create your account. Use code Locked On MLB. And you're going to receive 20% off on your first purchase.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, Lucas Giolito was terrific. Got the first 2 outs in the 8th inning. Alex Cora went to the bullpen. Justin Wilson, Garrett Whitlock, who gave up a run in the 9th inning, closing things out. But the offense for the Red Sox getting things going as the Red Sox got 2 runs in the 2nd, and then they just broke it open. 7 runs across in the 5th inning, all against starting pitcher Mike Soroka. Soroka gave up 7 earned runs total. Actually, a reliever giving up 2 runs in that inning as well. But the Red Sox just really getting things going offensively. 11-2 victory and up and down the lineup all day long. Red Sox just getting the job done. In that big inning where the Red Sox scored 7 runs, Red Sox sending 12 batters to the plate. That was a big number. They just kept coming. Roman Anthony got things going. He reached twice in the inning. A double to get things going. A walk later in the inning. 12 batters come to the plate. 7 runs across in the 5th. Trevor Story, 2-run single in that inning. Jarren Duran also had a key 2-out, 2-run double in the inning as well. The Red Sox with 6 different players in the lineup with multi-hit games. 11 runs on 16 hits. Roman Anthony on base twice. With hits, on base twice, with walks, on base 4 times in the victory in that number 2 spot in the lineup behind Jarren Duran. Trevor Story, 4-hit game, continues to hit. 4 runs batted in for Story, 3 runs scored. And really now, you can say, once May was in the rearview mirror for Trevor Story, he's been hitting ever since then. Had a terrific month of June with knocking in runs, and it continues here into July as well. Story, 2nd inning, infield base hit. That at bat, extending his hit streak to 6 in a row. During this current streak of a hit, at least 1 hit in 6 straight games, 13 hits and 10 runs batted in. You'll take that from Trevor Story. You'll take that up and down the lineup. And again, I think that's why that road trip and where the bats went into a collective funk, that wasn't because Rafael Devers was traded to the Giants there, I said it. It was a team slump. Now they seem to be out of it. Numbers of the day, Red Sox scoring 5 or more runs 7 times now in their last 13. 10 or more runs 3 times in their last 6. And the Red Sox have 36 extra base hits. 3 doubles, a home run on Independence Day, July 4 against the Nationals. Over their last 6 games, 36 extra base hits. That's 6 a game. Even I can do the simple math there. And with that, you take it, you run with it, and you've got to keep going. Now, you keep going here because you know you've got Crochet on Sunday. Before Crochet, You're only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. I don't want to say it's the bad news, but it's the let's get to 500 with Walker Buehler making the start on Saturday in game 2 of this series against the Nationals. The Nationals are coming off a series where James Wood had 5 hits in the series finale against the Tigers on Thursday, and they took 2 of 3 from Detroit. So this is a team that's very young. This is a team that can be inconsistent. Their TBA against Crochet, by the way, on Sunday. So all things point up, and Walker Buehler, get back on track. We've said it a couple of times recently. You've got one more shot. And I think this would be it. If he can't give you 5 innings, if he has an inning where it just falls apart like it has in recent starts, then you've got to figure that out. But Lucas Giolito, again, working into the 8th inning. Over his last 5 starts, ERA well under 1. His whip well under 1. And Giolito picks up his 5th win of the season. Now, on the road here for a few days. So don't have the Nesson broadcast. So there's no Nesson reference, even though I gave a Nesson reference right there. Actually, MLB.com helping me out. July 4, free game. I got the Nationals broadcast, and I've been a long-time admirer, many, many years now, of Bob Carpenter. And it was interesting. I believe it was Bob Carpenter and Kevin Fransden. It was interesting, and I've said this before, on occasion, and this was a great occasion to do it, of listening to the other team's announcers, getting their perspective on the Red Sox. And they were almost gaga over certain things with the Red Sox. David Hamilton dropped down that bunt for a base hit. David Hamilton, a couple of stolen bases. David Hamilton, an E4. But they're like, this guy's a great player. Singing the praises of Willie Abreu. When that ball got by David Hamilton, actually it wasn't an E4 on Hamilton. It went as a base hit. Should have been an E4. And they even said, hey, it's 4th of July, happy birthday. That's a base hit. But they talked about Abreu charging the ball. And it's not just about making catches and throwing base runners out and getting outfield assists. The way he charged the ball is it got through Hamilton into right field. They said that's being part of a Gold Glove outfielder. So there were just certain things that they said throughout the broadcast about the Red Sox where they were just glowing against the opposing team. That, your Red Sox. So again, it was an interesting perspective. Really enjoyed it. But the Red Sox pick up this victory. What they also do is end that ugly 5-game road losing streak as well. Remember, they lost all 3 last time out, lost the final 2 in San Francisco, lost all 3 in Anaheim against the Angels. So a chance to get back to 500 for what would be the 16th time this year. Had a chance on Wednesday to do that against the Reds, didn't happen. But right now, you've got the Nationals, now 14 games under 500. You've got the Rockies coming to Fenway for a 3-game series starting on Monday. Then you've got the Rays. So you've won the first game of this series. If you can clinch the series on Saturday, you've got Crochet going on Sunday. Then you'd have an opportunity for a series sweep. You can't win a 3-game series and sweep a 3-game series unless you win the first 2. But this is a stretch right now. Come Wednesday, after the series finale against the Rockies, I don't want to say anticipate. I expect that this team's going to be a couple of games over 500. They really should be. And you certainly should be a couple of games over 500 at the All-Star break, which is a week from this Sunday. But up and down this lineup, just keep the line moving. Story has the only home run. In that big inning, where the Red Sox broke it open with 7 runs in the 5th inning, and they've had some big innings of late, and you might have a home run in there, but it's just moving the line. It's just moving the line along the way. 12 hitters to the plate, 5 hits, 3 walks, including a bases-loaded walk to Willie Abreu, and they end up with 7 runs. It's a simple game on occasion. Complicated by front offices, complicated by analytics, launch angle, exit velocity, WAR, all the different things. Right now, enjoy this stretch of baseball for the Red Sox. But it's not like you're up 9-0 and then Giolito all of a sudden decides, you know what, I'm going to nibble, I'm going to work on the corners. By the way, did you know? Remember this? Lucas Giolito, originally drafted by the Washington Nationals organization. You're going back a ways now, all the way back to 2012. I believe he was 16th overall. And remember, high school with Jack Flaherty, the Tigers, and Max Fried now of the Yankees. How about that pitching staff? of what he was in high school. They mentioned that on the Nesson or the Masson broadcast as well. But again, Red Sox numbers of the day: 5 or more runs 7 times in their last 13. Giolito 7 2/3, one earned run allowed. Did walk 3 in his outing, but just collecting those base hits. They still hit homers. They're still either top 5 or top 7 team in home runs hit this season offensively. But the extra bases, the doubles, they're top 5 in that category. I think they're top 3. Might even lead the majors right now in doubles. All right, numbers of the day. We've given you some. Maybe we'll spread a couple of more in there as well. But as we wrap up segment number 1 here on the Locked On Red Sox postcast, what are we doing in segment number 2? Yeah, we're going to hear from you. That's next. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Red Sox celebrate our nation's birthday, Independence Day in D.C., and they thump the Washington Nationals. Yes, Garrett Whitlock gave up a run in the 9th inning. That is okay. Don't fret. We are presented by Game Time. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day. Maybe it's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for the upcoming series at Fenway for the Red Sox against the Colorado Rockies. And maybe, just maybe, you're suddenly realizing, hey, I want to be at the ballpark. I want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in for you. Easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drink, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes that possible. Game Time does make buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to the first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and the lowest price guarantee that takes the worrying out of buying your tickets. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for exciting Major League Baseball games, including for the Red Sox on their upcoming 7-game homestand prior to the All-Star break. 3 against Colorado, 4 more against the Rays. That's an AL East division rival. Game Time, last-minute tickets, zone deals for big savings like 10% off, exclusive zone deals for FIFA Club World Cup matches. That's going to be here before you know it. Seat views, well, with that, you get to see where you're going to be sitting in the app before you purchase. So with that, you're going to know exactly where you're sitting at Fenway Park. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code LOCKEDONMLB, and with that, 20% off on your first purchase. Terms to apply. Create your account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB, $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Sox again ending a 5-game road losing streak within a game of 500 once again. And right now we get to your comments. Who is our leadoff hitter as we talk about the Red Sox victory against the Washington Nationals on Independence Day? Yeah, George is checking in. Giolito goes deep, bats alive. Story continues to rip and drive in runs. That's the summary. That's the summary for you with the Red Sox victory in this one. I mean, just up and down the lineup. Duran, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. By the way, Duran, 3 RBIs, all with 2 outs. Roman Anthony on base 4 times, couple of base hits, another double, 2 walks. Toro, 2 hits, RBI. Narvaez struck out 3 times, but still had 2 hits. He was 2 for 6. Wilyer Abreu took the collar, 0 for 4, but had a bases-loaded walk in that big 7-run 5th inning for the Red Sox. Let's continue. Story, 4 for 4, 4 RBIs, the home run. Home run number 13, Red Sox now 12-1 when Story hits a home run this year. Marcelo Meyer, couple of base hits and an RBI. Rafaela, double RBI. David Hamilton, bunt single and a walk. On base a couple of times. Hamilton had 2 stolen bases. Trevor Story had a stolen base. The Red Sox, where I'd like to see him maybe be more aggressive, or at least, a tick or 2 above in terms of being aggressive on average, is when it's either tied or they're down a run. Can they force the issue with that in the future? Adam Baum, you got to love early fireworks. Good win. Absolutely. And if you're dealing with fireworks this weekend, friends and family, please be safe and be smart as well. Cody checking in. What a performance. Giolito is becoming our number 2. How about the bats too? Yeah, all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, doom and gloom. And again, to the point of that's why it was frustrating during that streak. You don't want a 5-6 game streak where no one is hitting in the lineup. That's what they had on that road trip. finding themselves, all those different things. It comes around. Hey, they might slump again collectively for a stretch of games here in July. You just don't want that being a 5 or 6 game streak. You want it a couple of games, okay. But again, the extra base hits that this team is compiling, you love to see it. And it's not all about the home run. Doesn't have to be. Cody, got that one? Jeff checking in. You have to beat the teams you should beat if you're going to make a run. Yeah, and that's what they're doing right now. Out of the All-Star break, I thought about that late in the game. You've got the Nationals here. You've got the Rockies. You'd love to see this. You'd just love to see 6-0 Nationals, Rockies at the end of Wednesday. But then out of the All-Star break, it's the Cubs, I believe it's the Phillies, and then it's the Dodgers. That's where you really got to get going. You've got to win games against those good teams too, those first-tier teams. All three of those teams I just rattled off, division leaders right now. So, yeah, beat up on these teams as you should. But coming out of the All-Star break, it's got to be night and day from what it was out of the All-Star break last year. If you don't know what I'm referencing, go back and look at it because it was dismal against the Dodgers in LA and against the Rockies in Colorado as well. George, I think Nesson noted they are 540 winning percentage against teams under 500. I'll look it up. I wouldn't doubt it. You're somewhere in there. I think you'd like to see that even better, right? Man, we need to sweep them. That from Austin D. I really do believe that right now. And I never call for a series sweep. But you can't sweep a 3-game series unless you win the first 2. They put themselves in that position. And if they can win on Saturday with Buehler on the mound, you've got the bullpen set up. I mean, Buehler might even be almost an opener. If he can give you 3 innings and then Alex Cora says, we're going to end this on a good note, we don't want you all of a sudden getting blown up or having a hiccup in the 4th inning, you've got the bullpen behind him. Now, Friday, keep thinking it's the weekend. It's a long weekend with the holiday. But I woke up this morning thinking it's Saturday. But today began, you've got 10 in a row before the All-Star break. You don't have a day off next week. So where does that come into play? That comes in play with your pitching staff and your bullpen. So Giolito, terrific job on Friday in terms of going 7 2/3. Wilson and Whitlock had to just get 4 outs. How many times has this bullpen needed to get 9 outs, 15 outs, or 12 outs? Giolito did his job. Again, whip, ERA, both under 1 over his last 5 outings. His only loss on his record this season, to go back, you're going back almost 2 months now, against the Texas Rangers. Things are pointing in the right direction, trending up. Jeff, appreciate you, Steve. Happy 4th, everyone. Jeff, appreciate you too, and happy 4th to you and your family. Again, be safe out there. So, what's next? Game 2 of the series. Buehler and against another right-hander. As it will be Mr. Mitchell Parker. Why am I blanking on the name? Again, Nationals are TBA for Sunday, but Saturday it's Buehler. He doesn't even have to pick up a win. He just needs the Red Sox. He needs his team to pick up a win. Mitchell Parker goes, a right-hander. And then you've got Crochet against TBA, win Saturday, opportunity for a series sweep on Sunday. So, late afternoon game, 4:05 first pitch. That means we're going to be on within minutes of the final out of Saturday's game in D.C. against the Washington Nationals. The Red Sox have the rest of the day and the evening in our nation's capital. 11 a.m. start time. First pitch was just after 11 a.m. at 11:05. Fireworks in our nation's capital. Fireworks in Boston. Some of my favorites. And I'll be, I'll just be in front of the TV tonight, relaxing. And like you, I think, enjoying the fact that the Red Sox did win earlier in the day with a thumping of the Washington Nationals. As always, we tip our cap and acknowledge our sponsor, Game Time. And we want to acknowledge you. And again, happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe with your friends and family. Overindulge with the food and leave the fireworks to the professionals, right? Hey, Locked On Red Sox, number 1 place. Locked On Red Sox POSTCAST, number 1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team. Your Red Sox playing winning baseball and maybe get back to 500 on Saturday every day.